Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, my name's Jess and I do weekly live website audits on my channel. Now, these people have volunteered to let me critique and give feedback on their website. So I'm not just randomly choosing these people. You can go to my channel and look at the last few audits I've done. I've done some coaches and different types of businesses. And this week I am doing a children's clothing boutique. And so let's dive in. And if you have questions or anything while I'm talking, feel free to leave that in the chat. Or if you're watching the replay, you can also leave comments and I'll come back and answer that. So we have the Tiny Tantrum, which is actually located here in Georgia, where I also live. So this is somewhat local to me. So that's fun. And so Elizabeth, is using Shopify for her website, which makes total sense. Shopify is a great platform for product-based businesses. The first thing that stands out to me right here on the top at the top of the homepage. One, the really neon colors with this like beige background, I feel like are not complementing each other very well. And so I would either change the beige background to just white, or I would change the neon colors that are being used. Now you'll notice as I kind of move around the site, the bright colors are not used a ton. Um, and I actually, if it were me and my site and I was making the decision, I would change the neon color because looking at the clothing line, the clothing pieces that are carried, because she carries multiple different brands, the neon doesn't really fit with the clothes, which not that you have to, obviously clothes are all different colors. But I was like, oh, is this like a really like fun, bright clothing line? And it doesn't appear to be that way. It appears that's kind of standard children clothing colors as a mom. And so I like the beige with the clothing items. So I would change the neon. And then the next change I would make is this header. One, the shop your favorite brands all in one place. Not super clear that this is a children's clothing boutique based on that heading. Now, one could kind of figure out by looking at the Tiny Tantrum, it is probably kid related. But I also know from looking at your homepage SEO title that your clothing that you carry is all natural. And so, or at least that's what your SEO title says. And so that is your unique brand positioning that needs to be front and center, not shop your favorite brands all in one place. Because there's a lot of stores that we can do that in Walmart, Target, Amazon. But your unique position is that you carry the all natural brand. So I want you to focus on that and switch that heading. And then this picture, I think this picture could work on the about page or even lower on the homepage if you want. But I can't see the clothes in this picture. I mean, obviously, yes, I can see the clothes, but I can't see the clothes up close. And you have really good photos to use of kids wearing the clothes that you carry. And for any Georgia Bulldog fans, she has some great game day gear for you. These pictures should be front and center. And so I would like to actually see um, either like a full width image or make it kind of that half and half banner where there's like a square image and then the other half is like a background color with the heading. I think that would make it more engaging and more clear from the get-go of like, okay, all natural. Look at these great pieces. This is kind of what I'm looking for. Let me keep scrolling. Then the what's new, I don't know all the ins and outs of your business and the products and whatnot. I would like to see a bigger variety here in the what's new. Because I'm like, what's new? This is your only new summer pieces? Is this new this week, this month. And so either I would adjust the what's new to be more specific, or add some more variety to show like the game day pieces or other summer pieces. Yes, I like that these are kind of a three-piece matching set. There are definitely families out there that would love that. But right now it's like, when are these? Is this your only new summer pieces? Like there's some details missing. Game day, I love that you show the variety. Love this little section. I think this is good. Store location and hours. Love this because this is the information that people want for physical storefronts. So I'm glad you have this information. Some testimonials, connect with us on Instagram. So here's the bright colors again. Again, I would probably change this, or again, change the beige, one or the other. Great idea to do the 10% off on your first order. Lots of e-commerce businesses do this. I do think there's a lot of links down here in the footer. And so some of them can stay there, like the privacy policies, terms of service. But I think some of these could go up in your navigation menu, because right now it's just searching or sorting by the type, boy or girl, adults, holiday, those kinds of things. And so I think some of these, especially, what was it? Like size chart, shipping info. You could even create a drop down of like customer info, or some kind of drop down where then underneath that, maybe there is the baby registry, shipping info, size chart, those kinds of things. I don't want you to clutter up this menu too much, because you already have a lot of things. So it might be good to just have like customer info, shipping and other details, something like that, some kind of header for that drop down. So that's my feedback on the homepage and kind of overall like site color and those kinds of things. I also think if you have the option, you might either change this to say menu, or put some of the links out here, or condense this so that it's just 3 or 4 links, and then you can put those links up here to the left of the logo. I just think right here, the banner, well, really, it's not the banner. The top navigation kind of bar seems very empty, and very sparse. And not that, again, not that I want you to clutter it up, but I think you could make it easier to navigate to the products and such. So now let's hop over to some of the product pages. I'm not going to go through all of them. But let's look at like the knotted gowns. So I think overall, like this one is the only picture that's not a square. And so I was looking at other product pages, and it seems just a tiny bit of consistency issues. There's not one on that page. Let me look. Nothing major, but just like some of them have background color, some of them don't, some of them have a baby in it, some of them don't. And so just like, again, this one has a wood background. Is this a major deal affecting conversions or anything like that? No, but just from a consistency standpoint, I would try to work on that. I also want to point out, this is kind of unrelated to the products, this chat down here, I love this. This is really helpful, especially for product businesses, because people have questions about sizes, shipping, brands, the fabric. Like there's lots of questions. I think there are a lot of businesses that could use a chat button, but I think it makes the most sense for product-based businesses, especially. Just because there's so many factors that people have questions about for a particular product. And so, just thinking about that. Let's hop over to like a product to look at that. And so we have a quick little description. From an SEO standpoint, this could definitely be a little bit longer. I did do another product website review, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, from somebody that sells stationery and such, and I talked a lot about the product descriptions in that video as well. So if you're curious about that, basically we just needed it to be a little bit longer, have more keywords, um, and making sure that we use keywords in the titles as well. So this, I mean, obviously like rainbow head wrap, you might say like newborn head wrap. Obviously I know it says newborn and up, but from an SEO perspective, the more specific you can get, the better. There was something, one of the descriptions earlier, like this one, this text is really, really small. Now, the other product we just looked at, the head wrap, did not have this small of text. So I'm curious what setting or what's happening here. So I would make sure the larger text is being used because this is really, really small. Even for someone who doesn't have a hard time reading text or anything like that, having it larger is definitely going to help, because if people can't read, if they're like, they get frustrated and they will leave so quick. So that's something to think about. You also have a size chart page, as we saw in the footer. I would link this in every single description. I know it's in your footer. Most people will not see that. A lot of people do not look at the footer very much. And so I want to make it easy for people to see it here, or include a screenshot of some sort, because I'm pretty sure there was, just include, if you want, just put this image in every single product description. Well, at least the ones that make sense. You might not need that for like the head wrap or things like that, but that is going to help so much, because people, obviously parents, we want to get the right size of clothing for our kids. And I don't know about other parents, I hate doing returns. I hate having to take something to UPS or, wherever to do a return. And so make it easy for people to at least attempt to get the right size for the clothing that they're buying for their kids. So I would focus on that. And again, looking at the keywords that we're using in the titles, I would just do some keyword research around like gowns and all the different things and kind of look at that. Because like no one's probably searching latte color, but that's fine. But then having like the bamboo knot gown, that might be better to have that first, and then maybe in parentheses put latte as like the color. So that's something to think about there. I would also, for sure, going back to the navigation menu, I definitely want to see about this company. So if nothing else, at least the about page needs to move to the navigation menu. And I would this is a good start, but I would make it longer and talk more in depth about the importance of why you curate these particular brands, why you care about it being all natural, and just that it doesn't have to be so much about your story specifically. We do want to know about you. It's not that we don't care about you, but I think really talking about the company, why it was started, why all natural is a priority for you, and that kind of thing. I love that this picture is your family and not just you, because people love to connect with people, other moms. And so this is, hey, proof I'm a mom too. And so I think that's a really good selling point there. Let me see if there's anything else. It's really just, I think overall, a little bit more content for just in terms of text, using more keywords, and just giving more context to the business, to the products, to your store. And then my last question kind of question, something to think about that I'm not sure of. So this could kind of change your strategy. I'm pretty sure based on the shipping info that you can ship globally, but are you actually trying to attract anybody from a global perspective, or do you really want to focus on the Georgia area? Do you really want to focus on that? The reason I ask is because from an SEO's perspective, then if you're really like, yes, I'll ship globally, but I really want to focus on Georgia, then that would play into your SEO for your page titles, the keywords you're using, and that kind of thing. Now, that doesn't apply to your products. We don't need to see like head wrap, in Georgia. Like it's really about your about page, your homepage, and those kinds of things where we can add in the Georgia aspect to get more local traffic. So that's something to think about. But I know from previous SEO keyword research, there is a lot of search for, I'm pretty sure it's children's boutique or children's clothing boutique. I'm pretty sure it's just children's boutique has really good SEO potential. So I would definitely lean into that with your page titles and some of the text on the pages themselves. So overall, just a few changes. Obviously, if there's any parents watching, go check out her store, especially if you're a Georgia Bulldog fan, because we have some really cute pieces here. But check out the store. And if you have any questions about anything I mentioned, if you yourself are a product-based business and you have questions, let me know in the chat, and I will see y'all next week for another website audit.